This ain't happened overnight, I overcame a few L's. Niggas talking money, they really rapping tall tales. At finish line, waiting on some new 12s. I'm trying to buy duplexes with some new shells. And like the ace of base, yeah, I saw the sign. Now all that I vision is a dollar sign. You do it for the gram, I do it all the time. On account of so many blues, I went colorblind. 10,000 legs up on my shoulder. Used to wear hand-me-downs, though I hand business to my son now. He's getting older.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Champagne and P podcast. Salute, my brothers.
Welcome back, gentlemen and viewers. Welcome back for another edition of the Champagne and P podcast. Today, we're going to get right into our topics. We got some nice, juicy topics to talk about. So, Sexy T, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to kick it off. I was scrolling through Facebook, as you know everybody does typically, and I came across this video, which brought like kind of a topic to the mind. It was a video where this guy, I think he was a comedian, but this guy and this chick was out on a date. And the conversation came up of, well, is this a date or is this not a date? And the chick was adamant that like, we just friends. This ain't a date. I just got out of a relationship, right? So lo and behold, my brother's sitting there like, I thought this was a date. So the waiter comes and he goes, hey, can you split the checks up? You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, baby.
So I'm like, that brings up a point. And then he like looks over to her like, you went out of your way to make sure you tell me that this is not a date. So if this is not a date, you can pay for your own meal, you can pay for your own drinks, and we can go Dutch, because I was prepared to pay for everything, but you told me this ain't a date. So if this ain't a date, we just two friends out, and if you go out with your homeboys, right, everybody's splitting, they're paying for their own checks, so he's treating like that. So the question is, was he wrong, right? Or how do we look at that, right? Like if it ain't a date, should we be paying for it? Right? It wouldn't have to be described as a date for the fellas to be the one to pay for it, or what's y'all's thoughts about that?
Man, look, it's like, go ahead, Brian. The words of the great Chris Brown, fam. I don't wanna play no games. Play no games.
Fakaragi, my last name.
There's gonna be two different checks and two different names. So I don't want to play no games. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, I look at it a few different ways. If you want to play the long game with this chick, you know what I'm saying, and she on that, this is not a date, whatever, you know what I'm saying, okay, cool. Boss up, pay for it like it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I mean, it could be a business lunch. It could be like a different kind
right.
of.
I mean,
you know
if you have your own business, at that point,
right.
you could start talking about your business, and then you can go ahead and write it off.
It's networking.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, we just networking, shorty. Okay, cool. But if you feel in some type of way, if, you know, shorty was really adamant about, yo, this is not a date, I don't, making it clear that she don't see you in that fashion or whatever, I think you should have the space to be like, all right, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and pay mine, you pay yours, and there should be no hard feelings, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get into and another one that just kind of adds on to that. I think my homie from the Drams, shout out to the Drams, you know, Mike, he posted a comment about like ladies getting flued out and not giving up the draws if they get flowed out. Should that be a requirement, right? I think it falls in the same category, right? Like,
hey, that's even bigger investment. You know
well, yeah. Look at this point though. If I'm flying you out and you on basic economy, that shows a little bit of respect of how much I got for you, baby. That's my
investment.
Right. That's my.
Can y'all hear me?
True.
1 2 1 2. Okay, yeah, there we go.
No, that's just me personally. Like, if I flying you out on first class, yeah, you better give that shit up.
Okay. But if you fly her out on economy,
hey, I expect nothing.
I mean, but do you have to have that conversation, or is it just part of the program?
Look, it's more.
You talking about flying her out and everything? We're talking about a simple lunch. We're talking about Brooklyn bagels and shit. Yeah, if I fly her out to Belgium,
come on now, kid.
Okay, come on, man. We talking about Panera Bread over here.
Hey, look at basic economy to Vegas. Look, that's what most of them want to do.
How much is that? You know what I'm saying?
Round trip.
How much?
Probably less than 200, depending on.
Less than 200. Okay.
Depending on when you purchase it.
Okay, so let's say it's $180.
Okay.
Okay, for the economy. $180 for the economy.
Man, we splitting that check. That check's getting split.
Okay. It's $180 for economy. Okay, you flying out to Vegas, and you said, okay, cool. You're not expecting nothing, even with the $180 investment. All right.
She went half for that $180.
She went
she went half.
Yeah, if it's basically economy, girl, look, I'll put in 90 for you.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna split the economy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying. Okay.
I'm not paying no full amount. I'm paying full amount. I'm going full of draw.
He's gonna split the. Okay, I thought you was just gonna go ahead and pay for the whole economy flight and not expect any sex.
Look, there has to, in my opinion, there has to at least be a conversation, right?
Thank you.
Like, if I'm offering to fly you out, yeah, maybe it's not my intentions to, but like, if you don't make it clear that, hey, we just friends, ain't nothing happening, and give me the option to not pay for you or fly you out, right? Then, in my mind, hey, that's on the table, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she would be wrong,
Look, man,
for not having
keep
that
it local
conversation.
and get somebody for the 40, man. The prices are skyrocketing.
But I'm saying most tickets are, yeah,
Come on, man. Keep it.
Hey, if you think about it, most
local,
tickets,
man.
if you think about it, tickets are like that cheap too.
Okay. So I want to take a step back with this because I'm trying to understand in the first place, why are you flying this girl out?
Well, I mean,
wait, let me.
No, go ahead.
Why are you flying her out? Like, have you already determined in your mind this is a chick that you would like to sleep with?
Probably so. I mean, in most cases, this is a chick who probably lives in a different state than you're in, right? Or
Okay.
I mean, that's usually what the case is. Maybe you got some type of long distance communication, and like, I want to see you, so I'm gonna fly you out to see me, right?
Okay.
That's the conversation that we have.
You start off small, then work your way up. Yeah, I know first class you don't give me no draw, and you go back.
All right, so what about, look at this idea. I'm not saying this is a broke female, but if we got to go through all this hoopla about economy or first class to fly this chick out, and she ain't at any time said, I got my own bread, I'll pay for my own ticket, I'll see you there, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to understand this shit. Like, all this paying for flights is like it's almost like you're trying to convince this chick to meet up with you. Like, you're doing too much effort to get this chick to meet up with you because she don't really want to. But if you pay half of her fucking economy or you pay her whole economy ticket, like, now you convince her to come out. Like, think about that.
Yeah, but it's more of a fill out. Like, I gotta trust your vibes. I just can't just be throwing out money just to throw out money. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not flying to check out with me to on an exotic vacation to Puerto Rico, and she's ended up with one of the homies that flew out there. That's
Right.
not.
Don't you guys have a story about that?
That's a true story, by the way.
bruh.
Y'all want to talk about it?
Champagne be bringing out that real true story. Nigga, Brick.
Hey, long story short, she wasn't going for the homie.
She wasn't like, and he paid for the whole
Full price. I'm like,
3-bedroom suite, everything.
Oh
you
my
know?
That
God.
nigga couldn't get a bundle deal or nothing.
nothing, bro. Wait,
He said he paid for everything: the rental car, the weed, everything.
And didn't she like sleep with somebody else?
no,
She didn't.
No,
But the vibes were there for some other people
like-
who were on the trip.
Okay.
You know.
Long story short, she was trying to holler at me, and I said, "Baby, if I paid for this whole trip, your face would have been in the pillow."
You
Let's
should have put the pussy on layaway instead of paying
Oh
for
my
it.
God.
I mean,
So you gotta be strategic,
If you
bro.
decided to go for it, would you have been wrong if you hit the shorty? He flew out in his hotel suite. Nigga.
I mean,
Hey, he paid for everything.
Wow.
you got your own suite anyway, so if she's choosing up, you could take her to your room situation, but
It was across town.
That's a long
It was
mission.
on two
but,
different
I mean-
sides of the island.
Right.
just imagine if she comes on to you, you know what I mean, and she corners you in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, drops to her knees and starts, talking in the mic. What do? Hey, sir, this is this guy's hotel room. What do you do?
I'll go Barry White.
What does that mean?
Go Barry
You'll
White.
never find.
Blum 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 blum. Hey, that's
So hey, Antoine, we just did a long intro to this two-check theory. So let's talk about it, Abe. You got this new idea.
Hey.
I don't know if it's new, but
technically, it's not new, but it's gonna be onto the scene. It's just basically it's 2022. Hey, look here.
it's the two-check theory.
20,
And look,
22
if
checks.
that person or that individual ain't really about it and you paying for the whole meal, hey, just 2 checks. That's it. Don't even. Right, exactly. Don't. Because then you're not. Because at the end of the day,
We might have a new song, baby.
like,
2 checks.
if you think about it, you're not wasting your time or the other individual's time, right? Then you pay with your meal or what you purchase. I've been seeing people buying beers and extra lemonades knowing they can't afford it.
Like, you would not be ordering that steak if you was going for it.
Don't order anything for market price in the menu. You better order the price better be visible.
Bro, it's so crazy, and I've witnessed it. A bunch of times I'd be seeing like at Benihana's or like Fogo and all these other spots, even at Chipotle. I seen somebody's like, "Hey, cut that burrito in half." I was like, "Bruh."
Wow. Have you ever done this? I have.
A couple of times.
Before you came up with the 2 check theory
Yeah,
name,
I was like,
I've done it before.
Look, I just said, what's your intentions?
They won't even get no extra guacamole out of me, King.
Yeah, the girl got mad at me. This is a long time ago too. Like,
I don't know
the
why
girl
I
got
get-
mad at, and I was just out to lunch by myself. I'm like, hey, shorty, I'm out here. I'm in your hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. If you ain't busy, pop up. And once the bills came, I paid for my shit.
See, you set her up for failure because you gave her false hope.
Well, maybe my whole movement was wrong, but I
That
didn't
was an
pay for
invite.
my shit.
That was an invite.
But
you know,
and technically, it wasn't. It's just saying, hey, I'm just in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm having lunch.
If you want to join me, I ain't saying I was
Yeah,
gonna pay
nigga,
for it,
yeah.
but I'm here. And she
Oh, speaking of, we have a homeboy, Jason, who has a home girl who then she used to always invite him out to go to lunch or dinner and shit like that, but she would never have no bread to pay. Remember, what's her name? Monty?
I don't remember this in particular. So I'm
yeah,
not going to
talk to
speak
you.
on the specific
Okay.
situations. You know, like,
I mean, first, don't invite me to pay for anything. But you don't you ever invite me to pay for nothing.
what's in it for me? You know, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, she was totally on some friend zone
But
type of shit.
it goes both ways though. If you look at it, the
Listen.
double side of the coin. There's a lot of women that just pays for other dudes' meals and
Sure.
dudes-
Well, I mean, honestly, there's like an expectation now in society by females feel like dudes are supposed to pay for everything at every moment now. Like, it's
Yeah.
like if a man can't, provide for me, that means pay for everything pretty much. They're not worth it.
But there's also
So
chicks
it's like-
out here who got their own bag, and they're,
Right,
they're
that's
quick
what
to
I'm
pull out a
saying.
card. Like, I had plenty of chicks tell me, "Hey, no, I got this." Like, no, fight me for the bill type of shit.
yeah, I
You know
had
what
a few
I'm
of those
saying? Like,
arguments, you know, and it's like it's healthy because it's like as a man, I want to do for you because you want to do for yourself, right?
The
Like,
younger generation mainly is
Yeah.
what I'm referring
Yeah,
to.
what happened
The
last night?
older
What
chicks-
happened last night with the homie Verb? What did the shorty do to him?
Man, I woke up this morning, you know, and I seen this live, but I didn't know what happened. But like, she came up to him and trying to essentially get with him, right? And he's like, "I'm married," you know, right?
He said, "I'm happily married."
I'm happily married, you know, and then she's like, "Oh man, fuck you, nigga," you know what I'm saying? You ain't nothing.
Black men
and
don't cheat.
And then ask her for $50 or something like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like she was just looking for a come up and thought he was sweet or something. I don't know what it was, but like, I'm glad my brother stood up for himself in his marriage as well too, man. So shout out to you, Verb, man.
Shout out to Verb, the homie Verb. But listen, man, that girl has lost her mind. So she was on too much of something that night. To even like, how do you transition from like trying to flirt with a guy, and then him basically saying, he's not interested because he has a circumstance, right? And then you say, well, give me some money. Like, that don't make sense.
Yeah, not at all.
Like, he should have went old school and like threw a drink in her face. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, nowadays, if you ask a female for a number, she gives you a cash app. It's like,
Oh my God. We gotta stop this shit. All right, man.
But it's expectation, Like
Okay.
they just throwing anything.
All right, so let's just run down the line. Let's just say everybody's 2 check theory. Okay, for me, like if I invite a girl out to go out to eat, I'm expecting to pay.
Right, I agree
That's
that-
where I'm
yeah.
at. No, regardless of what our situation is, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm trying to hit, or if I already hit, or whatever, or if, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I invite her out at this stage of my life, I'm expecting to pay. That's where I'm at with it. What about you? What about you?
The
Vic?
same way is like if I invite you or something, or if I invite you and say, yo, let's go out to dinner or something, or go for lunch, yeah, it's on me. But it's like if we came to an agreement where, hey, we both just planned it out together, then it's like, all right, expect to pay your own bill. So don't get that filet mignon and strawberry lemonade and think Abe gonna pay for it. I'm not.
Hey, I'm old school with it, right? So if it's a date, I'm expecting to pay for it, right? It's hard for me not to pay for it, right? Like, even if she offers to pay for it, I'm gonna decline, right? Unless there's some clear like boundary set that, hey, I'm taking you out and I'm paying for it. This is her talking to me, right? And if that's established, then I'm gonna let her do her thing, right? But also I'm not gonna do anything out of the ordinary. But I'm old school, right? If I'm taking somebody out on a date, or even if she asked for the date, right? I'm expecting to pay for it. That's just how my mindset is, and I'm putting myself in a situation to be able to pay for it. And if Shorty's generous enough to offer and get me to not pay for it, great. I'll accept it every once in a while. But I feel like the man in most situations is the provider, right? And they should, but going back to the original, video that we watched, right? these are clear situations where we know it's a date, not we just friends meeting up for drinks, right? Somewhere else, that's a different scenario, right? You know?
So
I think this relates to like being treated like a sucker, fam. I mean, we all agree that we're gonna pay for a fuck. I mean, we're men. Fuck what the fuck. We're gonna pay the fucking bill over here. But when it comes to being treated like a sucker. Right. When you had different intentions and she just straight shits on you, then you're like, okay, you know what? We're splitting this today. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
I mean, that's what it is.
First of all, I'm not getting treated like a sucker in any situation.
Exactly.
I'm way too smart for that. I'm not that accessible.
That's all situation based.
Yeah, all this treated like a sucker shit. No.
Right. Hey, look it, baby. This ain't Sucker Free Sunday. All right, you don't have to cut that out.
Yeah,
this ain't the Big Brother program. Baby.
No, right.
None of us really have time just to be hanging around and randomly going on friend type of situations. Normally it's dates because we scheduled it because we got other things going on.
Right.
In our lives,
100%. Okay. All right, so we're done with the 2-check there. We're going to move on to the next topic. It's called Podcast Karma, inspired by Brian.
Karma.
A.K.A. Cotton Candy.
Man.
Brian caught a lot of flack off of the last episode.
I'm a change, man.
With his rants on polyamory.
I'm just going to say this, right? Because
it was just my view about the situation. It wasn't like
you caught smoke for that,
but I caught smoke, like like it was like my belief or something.
Smoke in the city.
Let me just give a disclaimer. Let me just give a disclaimer here, real quick, right? Like we got some strong views and some strong opinions, right? And everybody's not going to like things that we're saying and things that are coming out of our mouth or agree with it, right? So you don't have the right to give smoke or report somebody to human resources, or do things that are like totally out of right? It's not for you. You chose to click on this podcast and tune in. So if you don't like it,
it's a toxic table moment.
You got to deal with it. It's a toxic table moment, right?
Get your shit off.
You know, like because it's bullshit. And knocking mics over and shit. You know what I'm saying?
So what he's saying is like. And that wasn't even the last episode. That was a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And Ansel got reported to his HR department. That is.
Look where we gotta go to.
Somebody from his job watched the podcast and reported the king. Now he's in the HR office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like now everybody at work had to get deleted from social media. Now like even the cool cast had to be gone. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, don't be a Karen or a Steve or whatever these people's name report.
Cyber Karen, you know.
Yeah, come on, fam.
Karen and Kyle.
Come on, man.
Karen and Kyle.
Okay, so Brian,
but
let's get back to all this smoke.
You know, it was real smoky over
Hey, congratulations, you got saved.
I got saved. I'm a changed man. Cheers to that, Keith. I'm a changed man.
He's a changed man. Shout out to the Drams.
This is holy water.
So you got a lot of smoke.
Like my brother Twan said, we got some strong views. But I mean, this is just a strong opinion. Like I said, we were talking about a comedian that recently converted to polygamy or whatever. He's got two. I forgot what's his name.
D-Ray.
D-Ray.
He been there for a minute.
Yeah. So I was just stating my opinion on D-Ray's situation over here. Not what I want to do or anything like that. So I mean, the smoke is fine. I mean, honestly, like that's a part of the logic of doing this podcast, to get the feedback and engage with the people in the audience that we entertain. So
yeah.
But either way,
did you lose some friends?
I mean, I got blocked. I got blocked by a few people. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm saved now. So if you want to refriend me or whatever, re-add me.
He gave his life to the Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Also like and subscribe too. You know what I'm saying, for the podcast and everything. But
he did some push-ups.
Got my anger out. Need some stress. You know what I'm saying? So we all.
He got some counseling. You know what I'm saying? He went to rehab.
I'm saying?
He's a changed man.
Change man.
Cut that man some slack.
With a changed man.
You dealing with a change man.
Okay. Well, anything else about Podcast Karma? So we not ironically, but I mean, I went fishing for feedback from the last episode when we sent out some notifications to our friends, and we got a lot of feedback from the last episode. Someone we know thinks that we're basically against women, or our audience is directed towards men type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like very male, masculine type of energy around here.
It's a lot of testosterone and champagne up here.
So, what do y'all say to that, about that type of feedback or response, or just the gist that this person got from the?
I mean,
and it was a woman.
We are for men, right? I mean, so the View and Blue Table Talk or Red Table Talk, whatever it is with Jada Pinkett, right? All these women and all their shows that's centered around just women, like men are gonna have things that are centered around men, right? We talk about our lives and our experience, and fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you deal with it, it's a lot of dealings with women that we've come across in our lives and our decades of being around. So unfortunately, some of the things, good and bad, that happen to us are
That's
because
life.
of the women that have been in our lives and been around
Yeah,
us.
you know, a lot of men have lost their hairlines, lost their money, lost their sanity dealing with women. I mean,
Man.
so just like y'all give us smoke about, you know, our views on certain dating situations like poly or whatever, shit, we got smoke for y'all too. Women, y'all are not, you know, y'all not infallible, y'all not perfect. So, you know, we have, like you said, we got some strong views, and a lot of it comes from our personal experience. So we're trying to be as honest as we can up here. So if you can't appreciate that, then this ain't the spot for you to be checking out. You can find a different pod. But I guess with that being said, we're still open-minded too, to the point that, you know, eventually we do want to get some female energy up here just to chop it up with, you know, the ladies, because we love y'all. We don't hate y'all. I personally hate a lot of the shit that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I don't love y'all and appreciate y'all and respect, you know, what it is about y'all. So this is going into the next topic. You know,
Right, we love y'all. We can't live without y'all, but some of us want to live with two of y'all.
Here we go again. Here
goes the smoke,
Hey, this is all jokes over here.
he's a changed man.
It's all jokes over here. Right.
So yeah, I mean, like
Two chicks.
I mean, me personally,
Two chicks.
I mean,
two checks,
not two chicks.
two chicks.
Listen to the podcast.
A lot of
Pay
twos
attention.
in the year 2022. So, I mean, me personally, back to my admiration for women, like women who actually, you know, have kids. And like, I just think the idea of a person being able to have a fucking child, like all the changes women's bodies go through just normally, but
Right.
then to actually get pregnant and then carry the child and bring the child into this earth, like that's a lot. I can't even begin to imagine, like, nigga, like if I get a little sniffle or a cold or a cough or some shit, you know what I'm saying, like my back hurt too
Right.
much, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm with heating pads, I'm relaxed, I'm just, you know,
Icy hot,
drinking
all that.
chamomile tea, you know what I'm saying, like, so God created women, like, specifically, so we love y'all, we appreciate y'all, you know what I mean, but we do y'all do a lot of foul shit, so
It
we
be,
gotta,
it be the actions that y'all do it.
Yeah.
It's not even about y'all. It's like, really, like, out of all people, you do this fuck shit. That be the issue. It be the actions. It's like,
Yeah,
yo,
like-
they be outrageous as fuck. You be like, yo,
egregious.
like you pour a drink on my mama, fam. Like,
Oh my God.
like the level of disrespect. Like, why I shouldn't slap the dog shit out you for that? But it's like.
It's like I showed up late to the date and you came to my job and threw a drink on my boss. Like, come on, man.
Like, shit like
Like,
that.
that's just extreme. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
You jump off the cliff with no parachute. It'd be like, right.
Yo, how did she get into the building?
Right, like who let her in?
I don't know. Let's figure it out. No,
Right.
Oh my God.
But it'd be shit
Another
like,
female veteran, kid.
but
Oh my God.
But in low key, it just be shit like that. It's like we don't love y'all or nothing, but it's like out of the actions. It's like you don't think before you do. You just do it, and then you come to, oh well, I apologize. Like, nah.
You know what? And the crazy thing is, we don't even get an apology. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time.
Okay, so I have a family member. This was a story from damn near 20 years ago. So obviously this person is not the same, but it's a female family member who had smoke with her baby dad. The baby dad was basically too busy to see the kid. That was my gist of the scenario. So the family member, I'm with this family member, they go to where this baby daddy is at. He's playing football. And the family member sliced all 4 of his tires while he was at the game because he didn't come get his kid. So you just made it harder.
To go.
You just created, because this family member was upset, made it extremely it just created another barrier for this man to see his kid.
It's just-
So now he got to go spend money on 4 new tires. Nigga, we know tires ain't cheap, and it was a truck.
Not at
So,
all.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Let's just say
This nigga ain't see this kids in months.
Nah, hey, look, girl, you know why?
you know why.
Man,
Think about
this-
the logic of that.
the mess with the holidays
You ain't gonna
and
come see your
everything.
kids, someone slice your tires. Now you really can't come see them. Like, what is it? Like, that's almost what it feels like. You know?
what point are you trying to get across, really? Don't
Nothing.
fuck with me?
Hey.
Because I'm a woman?
Hey, if you feel
I
that
don't
way,
know.
baby. If you feel that way, baby, look here. Just know, look, the results ain't gonna change if you
fella,
causing it.
We gotta invent some tires that can't be slashed by kitchen knives.
Look, man, we got to prevent some baby mama proof tires, man. Like,
Coming soon, 2023.
no matter
baby
how
mama
crazy your
proof
baby
tires.
mama is, you'll get away.
Hey, we gotta do a little. Hey, we gotta do a little bit better research before we just have babies. That's really what the cause.
I've been saying that
Look,
before.
nigga, champagne and Peter. Peter, they stand for problems. We got problems.
Look here.
Ladies.
Yeah.
Do your Google search.
I
But
mean, I'll wear a condom.
Yeah.
do your but
pull
still
out.
do your Googles.
Yeah, you got Googles now, but
Champagne, please.
champagne. Okay. All right, so we passing champagne. Let me add a little bit more to my joint.
Speaking
You
of
know, left by the time
speaking
we
of
You got a
parents,
tablespoon left by the time I get that
So,
goddamn bottle.
speaking of parenting,
Yep. Speaking of parenting, we're gonna switch vibes a little bit. So, this P on Champagne and P episode stands for parenting. So, 3 out of 4 of us have kids. Abe is the only one here who's childless at 27 years old. He made it. He survived. He's damn near 30 without a squirty.
Hey,
You know
look
what I'm
here.
saying?
Damn near 30 without a square.
hey, look here. Pull-out game is strong.
Super strong.
Hey, my
He
pull-out
got the
game is
best
weak.
pull-out game.
Hey,
Yeah, yours is real weak, nigga. You got
more
3
kids than
kids.
everybody put together.
Nigga, yours, like nigga, you don't pull out. Nigga, but you was married.
That
Hey,
nigga
I
still
take,
blanks in
hey,
the
I
pussy.
take pride in that. Yeah, I tell the motherfucker ahead of time. I don't. Hey, you know, it is
I'm
what
not-
it is.
You're not pulling out.
Nah, I ain't pulling out. Yeah,
It is tough to do.
Hey, so the P should
Really
stand
hard.
for pulling out.
Yeah, champagne.
right.
So I mean, so last night I got like basically a parenting scare. Like all parents whose kids are just starting to drive for the first time, you're in a different space. At least for me. So for the most part, I was just comfortable with the concept, but there was always these concerns in my mind, like will my daughter be safe, especially in the winter time on these
Right.
roads, Minnesota roads and Minnesota drivers, all that type of stuff. So last night, like I get a call from my kid, and she doesn't call like after 10 o'clock ever for anything. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I knew something was wrong, or she wanted something that needed to be done at that moment. So it was one of the two. So I'm at work at the Army of Chill, whatever. So I go in the booth and I call her. First I text her. I'm like, hey kiddo, I'm at work. Is everything okay? And then I just like, I gotta call my kid. So I called her. She's like, okay, Dad, everything is okay, but I got into a car accident. So my heart dropped in the moment. Obviously she's fine, at least because she's talking. She's, she seemed
Right.
calm. But, in that moment, I'm like, all right, I got to get up out of here. I got to come to you. She was like, well, it was just a little, hit the side rail or whatever. Car stopped short in front of me. I couldn't stop. So it was super slippery last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The snow and shit like that. So it was just like, after I talked to my daughter, make sure she was good, talked to the officer who was on scene, I didn't have to leave because they were, bringing her to her grandma where she was going. So otherwise I would have been gone to take my kid to where she needed to go, make sure she was good. But, medics checked her out. Everything was good. And I asked her, because she was keeping her composure the whole time. She's trying to be strong for her pops and shit. I'm like, I'm like, was you scared? Yes! And I got some real shit out of her in the moment or whatever. And then, and I was like, well, shit, where's her mom? Her mom was at a concert, so neither one of her parents, were with her. She out doing her thing.
Shit.
You know what I mean? She was leaving work, going to grandma's, and, one of those situations happened. It could have been very bad, but by the grace of God, my
Yes.
baby's good. A little damage on the vehicle she was in, which is cool, whatever, that happens. You know what I mean? It's Minnesota, but,
Right.
as a parent, we always have these concerns about our kids' well-being when they're not around us. Antoine, he has 3 young children, all under the age of 10. So they're, at, elementary school, preschools, daycares, all these types of things. And you see crazy shit happening all the time. So, Antoine, do you have any of those type of concerns for your children?
I mean, there's always concerns, but then always like I think about how we were raised, and I understand we were raised in a different time. But there's a part of me that like wants to like let my kids experience some of the things that we experienced as kids, right? Because I think that helped me grow into the man that I am today. But also, there's that piece to want to be overprotective because we understand like kids just can't go out and play at the park by themselves at 8 years old like we used to be able to do. Like we was out like miles away from the crib at that age.
Right.
We had no parent supervision at all. We just knew when to come home and when to be home, right? So there's always those concerns. I think that it creates a little bit of shelter. So I mean, for me, I think the pandemic in these last 3 years has kind of helped with that cause because you can't go outside. There's different reasons. So I don't have to deal with any of that because we're in the crib. We're all together, and that's just the normal of what they're used to right now. So I guess I haven't been in a situation. I mean, kids get hurt all the time. And my oldest daughter then got bit by a dog by being at the neighbor's house and got hit in the head with a bat and had to get stitches.
Damn.
You know, right? Like, I mean, there's those things, and it's like in the moment, what can you do? Kids are going to be kids, and accidents are going to happen, right? We can't prevent those things from happening. We just got to be there to console them, and and have the conversations of the things that they should and they shouldn't do, and just make sure they're educated the right way so they know what to do in the event that there is an emergency or something that happens.
Yeah, well, I'm salute to that, King.
Yes,
Excellent response on that. Hey, let's raise a glass for that. Well said, Swan.
But I mean, obviously, like being a parent, I mean, your biggest fear is like something happening to your child. So we all fear that. But they, like you said, I mean, you got to kind of let them be kids and let them get hurt, and, But I mean, as far as like a car wreck or anything, any kind of freak accident, like
Yeah,
obviously that's a major concern. So you really can't. I mean, any parent would be terrified.
yeah. I mean, that's
Under
something
any
you can't
circumstance
prevent.
about
You know
any
what I mean?
freak.
Yeah, when he told me about it, my
Type of
response
incident,
was,
so.
"Is she okay? Oh, she's okay. All right." And it's like, okay, well, she's a new driver. Everybody, we don't all been little fender benders. You know what I'm saying, right? Like we can chalk it up to that because she's okay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I told Jermaine the story. The very first day I got my driver's license, I got in an accident. You know, like
Yeah, nigga been lying about the story for 20 years. Nigga, like, you been lying about what really happened for 20 years. This is my brother, and I didn't even know the truth about this accident until last night.
doing too much, man.
Or today,
not
whatever.
paying attention. Didn't even have my cards. I had the yellow papers, and bam, rear-ended somebody. Wasn't no damage, but the people called the police and did all this stuff, and I literally had to come out because I was late. So I had to make up some story about why I was late from getting home with my mom's car, and
Yeah.
I told her a story about how somebody backed into me at the gas station. That's not the truth, but
This nigga lying, kid.
but I was all right. You know what I'm saying? I got
Maybe
that first fender
be
bender.
watching this podcast.
She'll be all right. She don't know how to work YouTube. All right, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think I learned a lesson from that. Right, I knew I need to pay attention. Right, like I got out of it. I was safe. Nobody got hurt. There was no damage. I was able to drive away. Right, and it's like I learned a lesson, and I think that's the important piece. It doesn't matter. I lied about it for 20
Yeah.
years. I took something away from it. Right.
I agree. Definitely, Maya will be able to like getting in that situation and it not being extremely dramatic. You know what I mean? Like where cars is flipping over, she's injured, nothing like that happened. But that just it's a learning. Like now she's probably going to learn a different way to drive. You know what I'm saying? To kind of prevent that from happening. Maybe she'll know not to drive so close. I don't know what the exact details were. You know what I'm saying? But she went through it. She survived. She dealt with it.
She'll get better.
She handled
from
it like a
that.
G. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm proud of my kid. She called me. I was very proud of that moment. She called her pops right away, type of deal. So I'm good with that. So definitely proud to be a father. Proud to be a parent. I'm a co-parent. Shit didn't work out, but it is what it is. So not being around your kid. And I have a daughter, a 16-year-old daughter. So I think about all the shit that I was doing with even her mom, nigga at 16. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother ball game when you start talking about dating and shit. So I try not to put too much thought and energy into any of that extra shit. I just chalk it up that I know my kid, I trust my kid, and that's where I love my kid. So because she knows that I trust her, she'll always come to me. Period.
Yep.
And B, you got a son. He's about to be a teenager, right?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I mean, all of us are in fear of anything happening to our kids, man. Like, that's always like in the back of my mind, So, but yeah,
Have you ever
by
had
the grace of God, our kids are healthy and safe, and
salute to that?
You know?
Have you ever had to like check another parent from you know what I'm saying? Not like his mom, but like another parent, like at a game or something, or you know, a teacher.
No.
You know,
Never.
cool,
Never.
good.
But they know that I always will. So, you know,
Well, I think that's
so the
the reason why it
situation
happened.
never rise,
They-
you know?
I don't think they want to smoke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just like, oh, that's who's good. All right, yeah.
Right.
When it's time to get to the business and get around the BS when it comes to school and other parents, like I'm the parent that gets called and says, "Hey, can you handle this?" Because you know I know how to handle it in a calm, professional manner, but also at the same time let them know I'm serious. Like, if I gotta come up there, if I gotta leave work to come up there, it's gonna be a problem. So what are we gonna do to solve this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
How we gonna figure this out? Shit. So with that, the car accident, you know, I was talking to Inferno last night at R&B and Chill. He brought something to my attention that I really wasn't conscious of. He also said, like, yo, make sure you tell your daughter, do not go to a gas station because cats is they're targeting women and robbing them at gas stations, like pulling them out their whips and taking their car. So he was just like, yeah, make sure make sure she got a full tank or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just as she's not going to gas stations like that, just because right now it's a lot of heat in the city.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth behind that, and you know, and especially like in like cold climates like this, you know.
Yeah, and he's saying even in like suburban areas, nice areas, you know, in Edina and shit where everything is bougie, whatever the fuck, niggas, women are getting yanked out of their vehicles because they're women, and there's some knuckleheads out here doing what they doing. So that shit alone is scary. That I mean, that could happen to any one of our female family members. You know what I'm saying?
That's some shit that needs to be left in 2021. I'm gonna tell you that. Because us fathers don't play about our kids and don't play about our women, right? So don't ever let me witness something like that, because it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, if I see some lady getting yanked out of her car, nigga, I'm like, dude,
Come on, bro.
it's gonna be. I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm not gonna videotape a lady get yanked out of her car. I don't gotta know her. She ain't gotta be the same color. None of that shit.
Yeah, just know that if y'all see the GoFundMe to pay for my lawyer, that's something
Right,
trash.
exactly. You know what
Please
time it
donate,
is already.
You know, because I would do the same for you. You know.
Yeah, so ladies, we love you. That means that we will fight for y'all. We will kill for y'all. We will protect y'all. But we ain't gonna put up with your bullshit either. So, speaking
I'm
of
not
bullshit.
Jacquees. I ain't gonna put up with you and all your bullshit. No.
Speaking of bullshit from women, we going into Mercury and Venus retrograde.
Like I said, dude, every girl that has a crystal right now has had some kind of argument with their significant other or man, whatever, side man, whatever it is. You're going
Ladies.
through it right now with these retrogrades, brother.
What's going on? Y'all
What's going
retrograde,
on?
then y'all tripping.
These crystals and the sage and these gates.
So hey,
What's going on?
I heard of Mercury retrograde, right? I didn't know there was a Venus retrograde and Jupiter retrograde. Like one of the girls that I know is like a Christology or what? I don't want to say Christologist. I'm just adding shit. But she's into like all the horoscopes and birth charts and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? The moons and the phases and all that shit.
What is it? Astrology.
Dude, if I see another zodiac on my Facebook, bro.
I got a question for you. I don't know if you noticed or not, but is she single?
She got a situation.
She's single.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's single. She got a situation.
I asked that question because like I seen a post and it's valid. Like all the women is all into crystals and the zodiacs and all that kind of stuff. They're all single. They ain't got no man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dude,
maybe that's the common denominator. I don't know.
And there's a lot of chicks that are naming their kids after these stones.
He ain't lying.
Ladies, stop naming your kids after these crystals and stones. Like this,
Right.
Sapphire.
little sapphire. Like
Little
what's
sapphire.
going on out there?
I was just trying to validate
Little
that
tiger
maybe
eye.
it's true or not.
Too many kids
I
and
mean,
stone names.
the girl, she's in a situation.
So she got
She got a dude she's fucking.
yeah.
That basically.
Yeah.
She's single, but she's fucking.
Just ain't committed. You know,
Yeah.
just doing her.
But I mean, I don't. That's her situation. I don't. I ain't get into too much of that. But she just kind of like.
Got into enough of it.
No, she
Find that
schooled
out.
me. She schooled me. She gave me some insight on it because I'm not privy to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I heard, like I said, I heard of Mercury, but I ain't heard no damn Venus. And she was like, okay, well, look, Venus.
Oh hell.
Venus planet is like centered around like love and passion and all that type of shit, right? So if Venus.
Hey, speaking of Venus, you guys heard that Venus Williams is a virgin? Talking about some retrograde king.
She's a virgin king.
Virgin king. 41.
Get the fuck out of here.
41.
Are you serious or is
I
you joking?
I
It didn't come out. She said she was a virgin.
What?
Venus.
No, nobody's trying
And
to
she
hit
ain't
that.
got no crystals
She
and
said she's never
stones.
had sexual intercourse with a man. That's how she.
You know why?
so
Because
she-
everybody's trying to get with her sister. That's why.
So that means she's probably maybe a lesbian.
Oh, I bet her DMs are blowing up now.
Nah, but
If she indicated that she didn't have sexual intercourse with a man, that insinuates that
well,
She
I mean,
might have,
she
you
might
know,
not even
be
with
a
a
carpet
female.
muncher.
Because look at because something.
she didn't say not with no
She's just a
female. She
female
said with a
version of
man,
AC
right?
Green, bro. Remember AC Green from the
Is
Lakers?
that really a negative? 'Cause I think
What?
she's getting a lot of negative smoke. You know what I'm saying for this? Is that really
What?
a negative?
It's not a negative or a positive. This is her fucking life.
Right,
It's
right.
her body. She can do what the fuck she wants to do with it. And if she decides to tell the fucking public, that's on her. I mean, it's her prerogative.
I bet
But
a
what
lot
are
of
y'all
niggas are
talking
trying to-
about?
But a lot of
That's
niggas are trying to play
Like-
tennis with her right now, though. Like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do a couple
Trying to
rounds.
serve you some balls.
Where the fuck were we going? Oh, okay. Okay. So
Back to
back to
the-
this Venus.
Back to the gates, kid.
Back to this Venus.
Back to the
Retrograde.
relationship.
So okay, so right now I guess we're in. If this episode was the 22nd today, January 22nd. So whenever you listen to this episode, I guess we're still currently in Mercury and Venus retrograde, according to all the retrogradists, right? We're in Mercury and Venus retrograde. So if you have, this is what I was told. I don't know how true it is, but I'm gonna just give you the information that was given to me. Y'all do what the fuck you want to do with it. If you have a relationship that ends in retrograde, Venus retrograde especially, then it's supposed to end, and you're not supposed to go back to that relationship. And I was like, okay, and she gave me a little bit more insight. She said that it brings issues to the forefront because it causes a lot of chaos, so it brings issues to the forefront. So there were some issues that were buried or whatever that this is retrograde talk. I'm not a retrogradologist. Like don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I just had one question. I'm gonna let you finish though.
Listen, I don't know if I believe this or don't believe in it. I'm just saying this is a thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people out here, like Antoine said, there's even a meme or some shit that anybody that's into all of that, you know, is single. I don't know. What do y'all think
Hey,
about
that's not
that?
my opinion. That's just
Hey,
something I seen. I just want to call that out.
Hey,
I don't
oh,
need
I'll
to
tell you
smoke.
this: every girl that had a crystal came at me about that polygamy shit, though. Every single one.
Everyone that had a crystal came at you.
Everybody that had a crystal.
You
Like,
got a
yo, you know what? You're not.
Hey, we got an in-house guest. We're not gonna out her out
You're
or
not in
whatever.
tune.
Our production manager is a woman, y'all. See, we got a woman on the set that's helping us
She
out.
big single.
So I want to ask her: Do you have crystals?
I do have crystals.
Big single.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Are you?
Now,
Are
do
you?
I do anything with them? No. They sit
Are
there in my house.
okay. Are you single?
I am single.
Okay. So
Two for two.
Two for two. Okay.
Two checks.
All right.
But here's my one question for all of that all that info, right? If your relationship ends in Venus, right?
By the way, we don't give a shit. No, none of these men give a shit about this shit.
Where do you have the common sense to say, I'm gonna take this person back?
No,
You're not
that shit was.
supposed to, right?
But
Well-
you're not supposed to, but you do it anyway. Why is that? If we going based on stones
And the moon phases and planets and all that.
why do you
Why do you
take
take
that
them back?
individual back?
I don't know. They say that like during retrograde, a lot of exes pop back up too, and you just supposed to not feed into that shit.
So why feed into it?
You said
Some
it's Venus
motherfuckers is lovely.
retrograde?
It's so
If you-
Shorty told me it's Venus and Mercury at the same time. Both of these planets are
At the
retrograde.
same damn time.
Hey man, amazingly, why I've been running into X's. You know?
Oh yeah, you did. Damn, X popped up last night. Damn,
Shit, just
It's all
last
making
night.
sense
it must
now,
be
kid.
true. One of Sexy T's exes popped up last night.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that off the pod.
Right.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it's in the pod now.
Through a crystal at.
It's in the pod now.
This came randomly popped up and threw some rocks at us.
This Christmas for you, nigga.
Hey, girls don't even see in cars no more. They're just randomly popping up and throwing stones at niggas now.
Oh my God.
There's no more slashing tires. They're just throwing rocks at you now. They get like, what the fuck is this?
At the end of the day,
And they're writing a mile long text messages.
Dude, let's get hit with some.
That's the new slash your tires. I'm gonna write a mile long
you know
text
how you
message.
solve all that just to piss them off even more?
Change your number.
Nah,
K.
K. To hit
No.
K.
Hey, shit, Ryan is the master of niggas. Hey, well, hope you have a good day. Nigga don't respond to nothing. Nigga, I gotta take a note. Hey, there's a 4-page letter in your text. Hey, I hope you have a good day. With the K.
The letter
Yeah.
K. That's it. Don't hit OK. Does it? K.
So I bet like all those girls that you see like in a car, like crying, you know,
I don't see that many of those.
Listen to Fantasia.
Like
Listen to
they probably,
Fantasia.
they probably just got that K text message. They just read the K.
Hey, look at. Hey, you know they listen to Fantasia to like, you don't wanna talk to me.
Or Avril Lavigne or some shit, niggas. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So apparently it's X season. So if you don't want to see your exes, stay your ass at home. All right.
Shit, sometimes they pull up on you.
Yeah. So stay off social media. Stay out of any place that doesn't involve you, like going to work.
Which is hard to do for most people.
Unless you work with one of your exes, then you gotta, you know.
How many stones do you got in your Amazon cart right now? leave your answer in the comments. How many goddamn stones you got in the cart right now?
Let's talk to our in studio guest. How many stones do you?
In my car or
No, just in general. In general.
I mean,
Over under, guys. What do you think?
under 10, over 5.
Right.
Okay, so
And I've been giving them as gifts for, I'd say, literally about 90% of them.
okay, so you didn't.
From
you
other
never-
women or?
From other women.
Let's
Oh shit! The ladies is giving
trying
you
to turn you-
stones, trying to get you right, get you balanced. Hey, well, hold on. Why niggas talking about stones, Brian? You got some stones on your wrist right now, King.
Got some stones, you know.
You know
That's
what I'm
'cause
saying?
I'm
You bought some
woke.
stones, King.
I'm woke right now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? These niggas ain't woke right now, nigga. What you mean? Oh, sleep number hit ass niggas ain't woke, nigga.
All right, so
No,
shit. I mean, we can skip over the gym bloopers and go straight to the.
But no, this one's for negative energy right here. Negative energy.
So you gotta fight fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta jump over gym bloopers. We might come back to that, but we're gonna jump back into. We're gonna go to the next topic. It's COVID hygiene.
Oh my god, dude, it's too frigid outside to be smelling how you're smelling.
And the only reason why I really want to touch on this topic is because there's a lot of ill hygiene women out here nowadays. A lot of musty women, and they're coming out to social settings. Not all of them, of course. I want to make that disclaimer because you have to tell. Not all women, but there's a
You know who you are.
yeah. You know who you are.
But no, before we go into that,
Right.
the only reason why I didn't really care about some of the scents that I smelled last night was because of Wet Tacos. Shout out to Wet Tacos for providing the wings and the macaroni.
Shout out to Xavier
you know what, the
with Wet
food-
Tacos, Minnesota.
Took the smells out of my head, and I just want to thank you for providing the meal.
So what we're
because-
talking about is, a night at R&B and Chill. This is a great night. We have free food catered in by Wet Tacos, Minnesota, and we enjoyed it. And then there was a great crowd last night. Women everywhere,
But some of them
having a great time.
smell different.
Yeah. So the smells are different these days.
Hey,
Some of them.
look
And
here.
it's not Coach perfume or it's something else. It's not Chanel. It's not Chanel. It's Must.
Hey, hey.
And
You smell like you haven't got your tax money yet. I hope you get your tax money soon because you smell like you don't have yours.
did you get your W-2? Listen, so
At the end of the day,
like
Like, whoa.
I can't imagine these women been musty for years, right? I'm just thinking it's because they got COVID, now they can't smell.
baby, you out here smelling like pigeon food and Sasquatch.
Because you got COVID, you can't smell. Doesn't mean you shouldn't shower.
I guess that's the positive. The fact that we can smell it means we are COVID negative.
Hey,
Right.
that's it.
That means
smell
if you
a
see me
girl's
in the club,
must.
let me in. If you see me, nigga, let me in. Nigga, I'm good.
But
nigga.
I mean, it ain't just women either. I mean, there's a guy that
dude.
this dude. Oh my gosh!
Smelling like wolf pussy.
I don't even like being around dudes like that.
Like I
You know what I'm saying?
could, like I felt like so like phony with this interaction because because the only thing I could think about was how terrible this gentleman smelled, and he tried to dress well too. Like, he tried to dress very well.
But they can try to outdress the scent and shit. Like,
Yeah, like,
Like, trying to outdress how I smell.
Like
Bruh,
he was like running behind a city bus or something.
Like, yeah.
But he smelled very, very bad. You know what I'm saying? He was amped up too. But the music was lit. You know, his hands was in the air.
Hey, put them hands
You
down.
gotta tell the
kid.
nigga like, look, nigga, I see you and I smell you, my nigga. Like, I see you.
I
though.
smell you, fam.
I see
Right,
you. Though. I mean, you clean.
if I
Like,
smell
you right now, nigga.
Like real talk, if I smell you before I see you, you need to put them things down.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we gotta tell grown people to wash their ass.
And it's a different type of funk when it's -9 degrees outside and you still funky.
That's what I said. It's too
Like,
frigid.
you gotta like almost try. You know, like that means you've been sitting on that shit for days, probably.
Facts.
You know, like
Like you think
And there's
about it.
normally like the bathroom man that has like cologne on deck and shit. But you can't put cologne on
listen,
must.
no.
nigga.
if y'all need some deodorant, hygiene products, what's the email for Champagne and P?
champagneandp@gmail.com.
we got
email
recommendations
us.
for you.
Like
guys.
for real, like no. If y'all email us and y'all really need some help in that area, I can't imagine that's the case. But if it is, hit the email again, Twan.
champagneandp@gmail.com.
All right, let us know, and we'll send you a care package because
Like we'll give you the super light skin kit with bath salts and bath bombs and shit, and bubble bath and shit.
hey, nigga, if you get the light skin kit,
Then you might get the full light skin kit.
Hey,
Nigga, like,
your life gonna change.
Change
light
your
skin
life.
gift basket.
Your life
your
gonna
life.
change, nigga. I'm bathing in African black soap first, and then some fucking sea kelp shit, some
Niggas
shit
about to
between
exfoliate and all that shit. King,
Stop
like
playing.
yo,
Sound like you
man.
got-
And I got a wide variety of colognes and degree.
Sound
Stop
like you-
playing.
Stop
Bureaus
playing.
smell great.
Stop
You know,
playing.
like,
Stop
No,
playing.
niggas come back smelling great. You know what I'm
This
saying?
girl last night, she hugged me. Oh my God, you smell so good.
I know, baby. And you just walked off.
I just smile, I'm just giggling and shit. I just giggle now. I don't.
I'll tell that guy, I even taste better, baby. I taste even better, baby. Let me tell you. Not only do I smell good, but I taste good.
Well, how do you know you taste good?
I've been told.
Right, I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I had to name myself Cotton Candy because I've been told.
She told you
Like,
you taste like cotton
tastes
candy.
like candy. Ow!
She turned the candy on your
Ow!
ass.
Like this, girl, ow!
Hey.
Before we wrap this up, I want to talk a little bit about, or just kind of throw it out there in the air. We've been getting a lot of requests for guests that want to appear on the show, and 99% of them is dudes.
lot of shit to say, cuz.
Come on, cuz, let me get on your platform. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Nigga, pump your brakes.
So we know the men are not listening, so you're not getting on this podcast.
Right, we know a lot of you hate
Yeah,
ass niggas.
we
who
have-
scroll
We
by
check the
real quick.
analytics. Like, come on, the
Yeah.
ladies are listening, and we getting a lot of smoke. You
Let's see
dudes
what
are
y'all
not
niggas is
listening. So the P stands for player hater. All right, because we're
Right.
taking it back to the old school.
Perpetrator, player, hater ass niggas.
My
guys.
man Gunner said it best. Pushing P.
Listen, y'all dudes.
Oh, part time
If
ass
y'all don't
niggas,
rock with
guys.
us, that's cool. That's fine. It doesn't matter because the ladies rock with us. You know what I'm saying? We got whole entire platforms built off of support from women. Like they come out to all our events, they're popping the most bottles, they buying the most clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really tapped into what we're doing.
You see
So
y'all
that-
niggas with the same drink for the whole night? These ladies are buying bottles and shit. Y'all niggas got one drink the whole night, walking around hating.
it was part of the 2 for 1s.
Looking angry.
It's 1:30 and the 2 for 1s ended at 11. That means you've been holding on to that drink for 2.5 hours, man.
So I mean, step your game up because like we see that y'all watch and then y'all stop watching. So
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. So if you want to request to be on the
Or maybe
podcast,
these
at
niggas
least
ain't got
have
no
the
Wi-Fi,
decency
gang. Like, we
to
gotta
watch
affect
an
it like-
episode and be able to tell us what we're talking about.
Didn't somebody hit you up? You sent them the link. They said, "All right, I'm gonna check it out." And then like a couple minutes later, they said, "Oh, that's
It's
dope."
dope. Like it was an hour
Nigga,
and 24
episode
minutes. I
is
was
up.
watching already. Like,
How are you watching the episode that quick?
I see you, kid. You didn't see nothing. Nigga, what you?
Y'all didn't see shit, man.
you didn't get past the intro.
Whatever. So with that being said, like I'm gonna get real aggressive with y'all niggas. This might be the toxic table moment. Like
Yeah, this is it.
Like listen, fuck
Bitch
y'all.
ass niggas.
Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. If you're a hating ass dude, fuck you. Listen, and there's a lot of y'all. There's a lot of simp ass dudes, a lot of hating ass dudes in the Twin Cities that all you do is pillow talk and dirty Mac, and you ain't shit just to get pussy.
Yeah.
Like you ain't shit. If your goal is just to get pussy from another dude, like you're lame as fuck.
Like I said,
You're
these
lame.
niggas is pillow talking so much they found their sleep numbers. Gang.
Y'all dudes is lame.
Come on
I don't like
now.
none of y'all. So don't shake my hand in the club. Don't say nothing to me because I know you're fake. I'm not playing with none of y'all.
But the
y'all
sad
got
truth
smoke,
is,
if y'all
one of your
got
bitches gonna break
smoke,
our
say
necks
you
for
got
that.
smoke. Like say you got a problem. If you got a problem, say you got a problem.
But on the flip side of that, appreciate the toxic table moment is
No, and on the flip side of that, don't ask to get on the podcast.
No.
Nigga, we know y'all don't like us. Why you wanna ask to get on
Hey,
the
this nigga sounds like
podcast?
light skin Tupac right now.
Fuck is wrong with
Fuck
y'all
Mobb
niggas?
Deep.
No, I'm just saying. Like, if y'all don't like us, because y'all, the statistics show that y'all don't ask to get on the podcast. Like, what do you think you're about to do?
Right.
Like,
Stop
you
being
come
all
here on
happy-go-lucky
your
to see y'all
own
niggas.
to get on this podcast. We let you get on here and you say some goofy shit. We could turn the camera off and then you're by yourself with 4 men who don't.
Right.
All right,
When you scroll through our shit, make sure you walk by us even quicker when you see me in real life, nigga.
I do want to give a shout out to all the beautiful ladies because they tuning in and they're watching,
Yeah.
right?
Ladies,
I know,
thank you.
I know we talk a lot of shit and a lot of this truth from experience, but we love y'all. And in that honor, our first guest will be a lady. I can guarantee that, right?
Guarantee.
So,
Yeah.
so if you have any suggestions or thoughts on who, and if you're thinking it should be me, it's probably not you. You know, like. Let us know because we would like to bring that to you guys to have someone up here just to talk intelligently and represent the ladies because we gonna bring it. We always bring
Yeah.
it.
Y'all niggas ever watch
Whoever it
wrestling
is.
growing up, nigga? Remember Val Venus?
What?
You ever watch wrestling?
Yeah.
Remember Val Venus?
I don't remember Val Venus.
The wrestler Val Venus?
I remember Velveeta cheese macaroni.
Okay, you trying to get some Rotel. So ladies, all y'all that can make Rotel. Inbox light skin right now. Let me know if you whip them up and such that
Let's talk. Before we dip out, let's talk about what we got on. Yo, B, you want to start?
Well, yeah, you know, I got the Angelic Messenger, Black Tea 1111.
Okay.
You know, I should stand up, but I don't want the ladies to get too crazy. You know, we got a lot of ladies that view the show, so I don't want to get too crazy. But yeah, we got the.
Abe got on the white version of the 1111.
With the red.
Yeah. It's
I
very
got
dope.
the special edition original Winner Circle roll with the winners do what the winners do on the back with the Winner Circle logo and the WC,
Yep.
MPLS on down the sleeve.
Yeah.
He's available right now. So if you want to get one, you want to look fly like me, hit me in the DM.
Yep. And we have that in red and royal blue, the hoodie, the t-shirts. We only have in white and black. We also got the Angelic Messenger hoodies as well. We have those in red, black, and white. From sizes small to double XL. So tap in with us. WinnerCircleMPLS.com. Winner Circle MPLS on Facebook. Champagne and P podcast. Do we have the social media set up yet?
On Facebook, Champagne and P podcast.
TenBootLakes.com.
But we will be
You know
on.
what I'm saying? Everything.
We gonna almost be there on all platforms, from TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get real
we-
TikTok-y in a minute.
We gonna have it all. So
And if you think you can bring something to the Champagne and P podcast, we are looking for interns right now to come and help us out. Shout out to our special guest today.
Yeah, I know I spazzed out on the dudes, but that's only for the haters. So if you're not a hater, don't respond to that. We do got a core group of real solid dudes who
Yeah,
rock
that's
with
it.
us.
He just
heavy.
went on the light skin rant. Don't worry about that.
I mean, that's the toxic table. We gotta have one for the podcast. You know what I'm saying? # toxic table moment. You know what I'm saying? But that's the same shit I did at the club when them dudes was requesting all them songs and
Right.
not tipping
Y'all
the
niggas
DJ.
seen that exchange going
Look,
crazy.
It's like I'm not trying to be tough. I'm trying to be real about it. Like there's certain
Right.
shit grown men should and shouldn't do.
Yeah, for sure.
Period.
For sure. So I just want to say, hey, if you're watching this on
Cheers to
YouTube,
the haters, though. Salute to y'all
cheers to the
niggas.
haters.
Salute.
I just want to say, if you're
Hating
watching on
ass
YouTube, please subscribe because that's how you can
comment,
get notified.
Yeah.
subscribe.
Share it. If you're listening on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, like, comment, subscribe, all of the above, so we can keep delivering y'all fresh and dope content. And please let us know what you want to hear. If there's something you want us to talk about, hey, we're open to the feedback.
And yeah, keep the feedback. We ain't worried. We ain't ducking the smoke from nobody, ladies. You know,
We want
I
the
know-
smoke.
I want the
We
smoke.
want the smoke. Bring it
Hey,
on.
the only smoke
We
that I
want
don't
the
want
smoke.
is
We
God
want the smoke.
himself. Other than that, I'm all about it.
Cheers to that. All right. Champagne and P, episode 5. Thank y'all for coming out
Episode 5,
or
baby.
tuning in. Obviously, this is real champagne. Like, we're, you know what I'm saying?
I've had 3 or 4 glasses
Pour out
of
some
this shit.
champagne, not your
All right,
heart.
peace. We out of here.
Peace.
From the grind, I felt enshrined, that's a 30 for 30. But I'm not rapping no more, I'm holding ceremonies. Don't have friends no more, just a couple cronies. They said it's my world and I should share it only. When some pallbearers put my body in the soil, homie.
Yeah, used to get scolded as a tyke for riding bikes that were stolen. I thought I might shed some light with a poem. Started from the ground, now we top of the totem. How that sound when you figure it out? No parents in house. My mother at night, she slept through the days. My sister was out, running the streets. My sister was sweet. She got me new clothes. She stole it from work. She lost a new job. You know how that goes. She stayed down 10 toes, and now she call me king. I got it by any means. And shout out to the queens who don't just cook or clean. Your essence and your presence to me is so serene. And I ain't gassing up, I just call it how I seen. I don't rap no more, I hold ceremonies. Don't have friends no more, just a couple cronies. They say it's my world and I should share it only. When some pallbearers put my body in the soil, homie. Yeah, they put his body in the soil, homie. Yeah, I was a pallbearer at my dad's funeral. Tell me how that sound. This ain't rap no more, nigga, we wearing crowns. This ain't rap no more, nigga, we wearing crowns.